Hi everybody, it's Bryan Ocampo. Do you know how to calculate food costs? For that matter, do we even know what food cost means? Well, if you don't despair because today I'm going to explain exactly what food cost is and how you calculate it for your restaurant. So first, what exactly do we mean when we say food cost? It's really pretty simple. Food cost is simply a number usually represented as a percentage, although it can be thought of as a dollar amount as well. In short, food cost is the dollar amount of food used in a certain time period in relation to the amount of food sold in the same time period. Here are 5 simple steps we use to calculate food cost. The first step in determining your food cost is to take an inventory. This involves counting all the food on your shelf and then assigning dollar value to that food. To determine food cost, you have to have 2 inventories, one for the end of last month and one for the end of this month. You can take an inventory weekly or monthly. Just always take it on the same day. If you're taking it monthly, for instance, always take on the last day of the month. The second step is to find out how much you spent on food for the month. Let's pretend we're working on the month of October. Starting with October 1st, add up all the food purchases for the month. Now you have your total food purchases for October. Let's pretend you spend about $30,000 for the month. In step 3, you're going to calculate what is known as your cost of goods, abbreviated as COGS or COGS. Remember, we did that in the last step, step 2. But how much you use? This formula for determining cost of goods is last month's inventory plus your food purchases minus this month's inventory. This number represents the dollar figure of food used in the month. Here's an example. You can see here that the inventory dollar amount for the end of October is $8,500. Remember, the end of October's inventory is the same as the 1st of November. At the end of November, you took your inventory and it was $9,900. So following the formula, we did $30,000 your food purchases to the beginning inventory of 8,500 and we get 38,500. Now subtract the end inventory of 9,900 and you get your cost of goods sold, which is 28,600. There it is. Good job. To calculate food cost, we need to know how much food you sold in the month of October. Remember, food cost is simply a ratio of food sold to food used. We know how much food you use. That's your cost of goods to get the food sold. You'll need to get a food sales report from your POS system or your account. If you're not breaking out food sales, say from the beverage sales, and we really don't need to go any further because you have to do that. But I'm assuming that you are. Let's pretend that you sold $100,000 in food in the month of October. So now calculate food cost. The fifth or last step in calculating your food cost is to divide your cost of goods, the food used by your food sales. Then you apply the percentile to this number to see it as a percentage. Now you know your food cost. So you can see our cost of goods number is $28,600. 28,600 divided by our food sales $100,000 is 0.286. When we apply the percentile key, we get our food cost 28.6%. Good job! That's a really good food cost. So there you have it. 5 simple steps to determining your food cost. Here is the total formula again. Write it down so you always have it handy to determine food cost. Take your beginning inventory plus food purchases minus ending inventory as that gives you your cost of goods sold. Now take your cost of goods sold and divide that number by your food sales. Apply the percent key. There you have it. So if you haven't been calculating food costs, now you know. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Bryan Ocampo. We'll see you again next time.